all service-based businesses are going to get substantially cheaper. And the reason for that is because of efficiencies in AI that you can now create. The big strategy that most people have always had is to charge as much money as possible and be hyper luxurious. This is actually my business model, but you are going to have to adapt very, very quickly, or you're going to get replaced by someone else who already has. I know this for a fact. I was just at one of the biggest marketing conferences in the entire world where the minimum business was doing over $10 million. The average was doing well over 50 per year. And so all of these people are in the marketing sector, and they're all saying that because of AI and automations and how much more effective and efficient you can be with your services, it is going to allow you to service way more customers. And I'm seeing this as well. We are able to service substantially more customers more cost effectively. And so if you don't pass on those efficiencies to your clients, either with reduced cost or severely better results and much more effectiveness, you are going to get replaced very, very quickly. And there was one person there that's doing a few $100 million per year with one of the largest global marketing companies. And they were saying that they've been firing all of the agencies that they currently work with that do a bunch of services for them because they're either one of the three options. They're either one, not passing on the efficiencies onto the customer, which is him. They're not reducing cost, or they're not using AI. And any of those three options is unacceptable. If they're not adapting to the times of AI, that's not a agency that you want to be working with. If they're not putting the efficiencies onto you and maintaining the same cost or maintaining the same quality services, that is also a problem. You either need to get substantially better or cheaper or both, because all of these service-based industries are going to reduce costs. It is going to be hyper deflationary. And so you need to figure out how to serve more clients better at a cheaper price. And you could say, Josh, that sounds terrible. That is the way business is going. And the people who don't adapt will get replaced by someone who is. I do not want 100 clients, so I want to make it 100 times more beneficial for my clients and take on still hyper-specific clients and do more of a profit share model. There is a lot of downsides to that, but there's also a lot of potential upsides. All I'm really saying is the age of charging astronomical rates for your service-based businesses is over. You are not going to be able to do that anymore. Most online services are done for with, especially courses or info products. There is zero need for an info product anymore when you can get substantially better information at the touch of your fingers using AI. That was a great time when everyone was making tons of money from info products and tons of money from courses, but that time is over. And so if you don't adapt to where the trend is going, your business is going to suffer tremendously. The age of selling information is done. Everything will be given away for free. You will be able to create hyper complex businesses for free and then have a better business on the back end. And so the real main takeaway is just, if you have a online service-based business, you need to be adapting and getting substantially better, and you have to pass that on to your clients. If you don't pass it on to your clients, you will be replaced. That is really the main takeaway, because everything is going to be getting cheaper, which is great for the world. It might not be great for your business, but you can turn it into a huge advantage. Because let's say you could get all of your efficiencies to 100 times better and your cost 100 times down with substantially less workforce, you can actually take on way more clients and make the same amount of money. And you can take what other people are not adapting and provide a better quality service to them. There are a lot of things where you still need specialization, but the cost of specialization is going down substantially. And so when the world is changing like this, it is both the biggest risk and the biggest opportunity, because with change comes extreme adaptations that are needed. And the businesses that don't adapt are done for. And what I really saw is there is the biggest opportunity possible right now, because a lot of these large businesses, they've had the same systems for the past 10 years, and they're finding it hard to have their team start to adapt. They know where the trend is going. And they know that 60 to 80% of their workforces are not going to be needed anymore, but most of their employees are not adapting. And so they are moving very slow. So when you have a small business like I have, you're like a little speedboat. And these larger companies, they are like this massive Titanic type boat. And so let's say you had to make a quick agile shift because something new is coming, like let's say the AI revolution, which is coming whether you like it or not, and it's already here. These large Titanic-like boats have a very hard time shifting and altering what they're doing because they have 10-year built-in systems. They have 10-year processes. They have people with 10-year stature of employees that are not as willing to adapt. And they're just burying their heads in the sand, hoping that this does not take over. And I'm saying this because I met a lot of businesses that this is what they're doing. But if you are small and agile, you can adapt very, very quickly and have a super high, excellent standard for your company and provide a much better services to your clients. And so I think it is both terrifying and the most incredible time I've ever lived through. It makes me want to work 100 times harder because there is going to be all this disruption and someone is going to take a significant portion of that market share. And I want that to be me and my business. And I hope that that is you as well.